You guys, welcome back. Hope we had a good week in the stock market. Friday, April 30th. And yeah, we kind of called the top here, I think. I think we're on a little mini correction coming up next week. At least with the market and SPY, S&P. I'm hoping GME will inverse that next week. Just because it has a negative beta doesn't mean when the SPY goes down it goes up. It's not like an inverse ETF or something like that. So I guess it just means that sometimes if it's going up a lot, its historical data shows that the SPY and the overall market's going down. And I think we've seen that just because if it's going up, my assumption is that the shorts that are hedging, or the shorts that are shorting GameStop are having to close out of their long positions in the rest of the market, and so that's why it's kind of a negative beta. But like I said, as you see here, both the overall market's going down as well as GameStop. So, and the beta is just from historical, doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. However, yeah, I think there's going to be a pretty big correction coming on S&P 500 and just overall FANG, and I'm not sure if crypto is going to be affected by that or not. I haven't followed crypto close enough to know. Here's Dogecoin, and I bought in right here on this nice little bump. Hopefully it will break out, and this is where I got filled up here on Webull. I still can't buy Doge on Coinbase Pro, so, but I did start trading Coinbase Pro on Coinbase Pro. Yeah, I made a little bit on that run up on, what was it? I think it was just Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin run yesterday. I was a little sketch leaving in overnight, but I caught it. I actually was late, but I caught in right here. Then I caught that run. Was it that run? Or no, it was this run. I got in right here and caught that run. And then actually I got out here and missed this one. I thought it was hitting resistance and I wasn't paying attention. Then it took off without me. But it was alright. Made a little bit on that, and I traded some XLM. Then I got out because I was just chasing it at that point. I didn't like it anymore. It was, yeah. Now it's just up here. So, got out of that. Coinbase Pro it's less, the slippage is a lot better, so you actually can trade it. There's like a $3 fee both ways, or maybe it's a percentage of what you're putting in. I'm not sure. If it's a percentage, I'd kind of suck. $3 fee I could get over if, but really I'd want to be trading it more on the hourly chart just to have room for bigger swings, because if you're trying to do it on 5 minute like this little bit, unless you're trading with a bunch of money, or a lot of money at least, the $3 on both ways kind of eats into some of your profit. I'm just swing trading like $1,000, so. And I'm looking for kind of a more volatile crypto if you guys have any ideas. One with good liquidity and then also a tight spread. So I'm assuming just like the top most traded ones, Bitcoin, XLM, Ethereum, not XLM, but yeah, those top ones. Anyways, GME today, yeah, we broke out past that resistance. It's definitely fighting it to the downside. It's not, it's not a hard definite line, but you can see here it's fighting to stay below that. Our MACD still looks good, still green on the histogram. Still green candles over the 9 moving average. All that looks good. It is Friday, and something could happen over the weekend that makes us open up very high on Monday. I'm not sure. So far we haven't seen that with GameStop much, except for if there's external factors like a tweet or something. But besides that, GameStop's done most of its moves during the day. So needless to say, I did get some options for next week. But if it keeps filling in this wedge, it's gonna be red for the next, let's see, that'll be like day or two, Monday, Tuesday. So if we do have to fill in the rest of this wedge, not saying we have to, but we might look at a red day on Monday and then a bounce on Tuesday and then a breakout. Or maybe this is all we need and it'll go from here. Doesn't have to necessarily keep going on this trajectory, but if you look at the swings, it's kind of might come back down and do one more bounce before it takes off. So that would be like Monday, Tuesday, and then a takeoff launch. But yeah, it's looking good on the daily. I got more shares actually. Sold out of stuff on here and got 5 more shares of GME on here. It's a great hedge against this market correction coming up, and you know, for potential squeeze. So yeah, that's GME. Beautiful. On our long term today, Tesla was ripping today, even though the market was correcting. Corsair came down. They have earnings coming up next week, I think on the 4th. What is that, Wednesday? It's Tuesday. So implied volatility on Corsair is super low. Same with Rocket, the 2 stocks I really like and I follow pretty closely. And so yeah, I'm actually going to show you. I think it should show it now. So it should show its earnings estimated move. There it is. Okay, so the implied move on Corsair options. So the options, basically, the options market is predicting a move of 6% one way or the other. And you can see over here, the current IV is 54%. And then post earnings, they're predicting 47%. So that's not a huge earning crush. And if you think it's going to move more than 6%, this would be a good one to play earnings on with options. As you see here, they predicted a bunch, a little less, and now this one's even less. This was a positive surprise. This was a negative surprise. The last earnings though, I don't think was negative on all fronts. I don't know what this is kind of factoring, but I've got options for this one, so hopefully it goes crazy. I've already lost all the IV, all the premium on my options just over the last 2 months of this thing staying low and just being pushed down. So 6% implied volatility or implied move puts it at 31.17 on the downside or 35.29 on the upside. So yeah, it's putting it in a pretty tight range. So it'll be as low as here, which is basically just support down here, or what did it say, 35.29 is basically support up here. So this might be a big options play to make some good money on. I'd like to get a larger position, however, I've just put so much into it already. Yep, look at these calls. Calls are down 97%. That's what happens when a stock, you buy it, the stock goes down and then just flat lines down there. These ones are down 81%. Yikes. I still have almost a month, but if it's not really good earnings and ripping up like crazy, these are going to be, there's no shot for these to come back. But I actually don't have any buying power. Bugger. I'm getting kind of impatient with GME, as I'm sure some of you are. Not because it's like, it's just because I've been so hyper focused on it. It's just bled me money because I haven't really done much else. And yeah, I don't know. I've just been too focused on it. And so I've been neglecting, I guess, the rest of my trading, and then my confirmation bias on it's too strong. So then I'm trading it in the hopes of where it's going and not actually what I'm seeing where it's going, which is never what you want to do. So yeah, but in other positive news, our Airbnb covered call looks like it'll expire worthless today. It was up and down quite a bit, but that's a nice little premium, 486. We actually rolled this one over, so this is 491 we'll get for the covered call, selling 100 shares, or a covered call with 100 shares of collateral. Sold it back here the other week, and then I thought it was going to expire above 175, so I rolled it to this week. I thought it was still downward trending. It looks like it's going to expire worthless. I would roll it again just to have more time premium, theta premium, whatever. However, I think Airbnb is probably, MACD's crossed over. Looks like it's kind of hitting a floor here. I'm just going to kind of assume it's not going to keep falling down. There's a support line back here too. So if we're looking like here, where is that, right there? really. There. So this is kind of a support from back there. And MACD's come over. We've got these green candles over the 9 moving average. Today's down, but the market's kind of down today too. And then it's kind of needs some steam. Earnings is next 2 Thursdays from now, actually. So we've got some time on that, but I'm not going to roll over that covered call. Our GME, the E-Trade closed out my debit spreads that expired today. Not to say that they would have done anything, but my debit spreads are expired today, 195, 197. They closed them out before noon. Their margin requirements must be insane with GME, because I've never had stuff close out before noon, especially on E-Trade. And I've messaged them before, like, don't close my stuff out. Close them out before noon. I was a little upset because if GME went to 200, I would have made $1,000 instead of lost $300. And I mean, given I could have got back into them, I suppose, but I don't have any buying power left, so I couldn't have. Anyways, yeah, so that was kind of crazy. And then they started to actually close out my credit spreads on SPY, and I'll show you what these are. But my for GME, my positions for next week, I've got these debit spreads, 280, 290. So I bought the 280s and I sold the 290 calls. It cost me $304. Max profit's 20,000. That's if GME's over 290 by next Friday. So it's not very high from where it is now. However, yeah, I'm assuming if it's that high next week, then we'll start to squeeze and it'll be much higher. So then this would have capped out on some gains. So for that, I have these 2 naked calls, infinite upside. Those cost 467. And that's all I have for next week. And I really don't want any more until I see volume. I keep getting faked out because I want it to work. Like this morning, I bought more of my debit spreads for today. Saw all this price action. I saw us break past 180, which everyone's hyping up so much. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get these debit spreads. We're gonna start today. And then I average into it a little bit. And I was like kind of hesitant because there was volume, but there wasn't crazy volume. And I'm like, man, that was this volume and I should have been patient. I should have followed my rules. Be patient and don't buy premium in the first at least hour and a half. Sometimes it works, but hardly ever. You're almost always paying a premium. Really, if you're just not patient. So if you see a play and you love it and it's running, just wait. Wait for it to come back and then get it. Play like this. It's running, just wait. You see this big green candle filling up, so I gotta get on it, and then just wait. Just wait. And keep your eye on it. That's the thing, it just takes patience. But yeah, so that's my exposure so far for next week. And even if GME just comes up a little bit, these debit spreads will be good. 195. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough with the spreads though because of IV. You really need some price action. But we look at this option profit calculator. I like it, especially if you're new to options. However, it's not like perfect because you can't incorporate IV, and it also, the price that it's giving you that it costs to get into plays isn't that accurate because of spreads or whatever. But yeah, so if you look at GME and then check, so I'm gonna say next week it's gonna be over 500. That'd be a pretty nice strong start to a squeeze. If it's going to be that high, it'll probably be higher, and that's kind of like where I keep saying, oh, higher, 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 but maybe not. Maybe that'll be just a gamma squeeze week, and so that would be this expiration. We can find options, and then yeah, it's still a debit spread because the IV is so high for naked calls. So this would be a 30,000% return. Probably not, because this is saying it costs $1 to get into this play, and you're probably going to pay $2. So that's 400, 430 call. I'll just show you what that looks like on here. Type GME. So next week, 400, 430 call. So you're buying the 400, you're selling the 430. So add an option, sell 430. And then yeah, see right here, it's not $1, it's $3. So it's 3 times that cost. It's not bad, but once you add like a few hundred contracts, then it's definitely gonna add up. But the upside on this is insane. Not infinite. It's so high it can't even recollect. Anyways, it's capped. 30 bucks between there. Why isn't it working? Whatever. Yeah, there's a theoretical profit. It's $500,000. And that's if it's over 500 by next week. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The maximum risk says it costs $1 to get in. That's not necessarily true. Really weird today on GME. I borrow desk, which tracks. Oh, no, that's TCAT. Look, so TCAT, to give you an example. Look, these are all from 4:30. That's today. Different timestamps every 15 minutes. Fees 154%, 100,000 available shares. Now let's check GME. This is the first time I've seen this on iBorrow. Wait, there's only 2 from today, from 4:30. It stopped updating GME available shares and fee at 10 a.m. What's going on here? I don't know if there's, I know there's lots of other platforms that track the borrow fee and the available shares. If you guys know, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Tweet it, whatever. Send me a message. I want to see if theirs stopped tracking data, if there was a glitch, if there was a problem. So it's just from what I noticed on this website, stop tracking it at 10. So I didn't even check now, but look back at 10. Look at this. It was just plummeting right at 10. That's interesting. I wonder if that's correlated. Something's hidden in there. I don't know. And this thing keeps tracking even if there's 0 shares. It doesn't stop saying shares. It tracks every 15 minutes and it says the fee and it says how many shares. But yeah, it just stopped tracking today. So do with that what you will. On our, see, I can't. There's too much slippage with Doge because there's no wallet on Webull either. So you're just whatever. Let's see what we did today. Still in this week. This week we're up. We're losing now on Doge. TCAT, Tilray. Yeah, I sold out of stuff today. So we've got some buying power. 1,800, and I just put in 1,000 on Doge, but not sure if it's gonna keep going. We'll see. It's looking strong. I mean, we've got a green candle over the 9. It hasn't broken out for a while. The MACD's crossed over. It's broken through these resistance. Really, we're just looking for it to break through this 34-cent resistance. It kind of got rejected just below it, but it could consolidate for a bit. Wait for the RSI to cool down. Then it'll keep going, potentially. There was news that here, which is Turtle Beach, is, oh wow, plummeting. I thought it was bullish news, but maybe it's bearish. That they are getting bought out or they're acquiring someone. I'm not sure the actual news, but it had a crazy. Turtle Beach shares spike higher. Dunrail Group pushes company to explore sale. It was bullish initially. Look at these candles. I don't know. So we'll see. These cover earnings, which are coming up on the 5th, and they could be good, honestly, with all the kids at home, COVID, streaming, trying to beat Ninja still. We'll see. Those Turtle Beach headphones. Yeah, let me check on here to see what we did on the E-Trade. Holy smokes. What in the world? Oh, okay, my big... Okay, I did a credit spread on OSTK. Did I do that today? I thought I already did that. Looks like I'm overtrading. This one's doing pretty well. And this is a put credit spread in the money. And I did that because the option profit calculator is one they recommended. And I kind of like the idea. So it's gaining value for me, even though it's in the money. So basically, OSTK has to be above 87 by 5/7, May 7th. And then max profit before 11, max loss is only 89. But even though it's not there, we're already profitable on it. And I probably would have actually sold it out today, but I just bought it, or just I sold it today. I probably would have bought it back today, but I can't because my count is below 25k right now. But yeah, that's up a little bit. I didn't even realize how much we did today. So that's OSDK. GME, yeah, I bought the debit spreads this morning, and then I bought some for next week. Okay, so I bought Bank of America puts. Few reasons. If you stuck it this long in the video, type BAC in the comments below, but I'm gonna tell you why I did BAC puts. Is Bank of America. I think the market's due for a big correction. There's been banks going bankrupt. Archegos, Credit Suisse, all that stuff. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that it's not good, and I think it seems like it's correlated with GME, but regardless, everything's over leveraged right now. A lot of naked shorts, and we're starting to see hedge funds and big money being liquidated, going down. So, and then the Adabit DD on Reddit, on his last one, the House of Cards one, on his list of people that are in on GameStop. Now the naked shorting thing, it's pretty much all the big players, all the big banks. They're somehow correlated. And then he specifically mentioned Bank of America briefly in the interview he had with Andrew Mo Money, and just how deep they're in on stuff. So I was like, I like it. Also, the news about Bank of America boarding up their windows. I heard it was because of the trial. I also heard that it was, I don't know. I mean, they were closing stores. So I haven't heard a whole lot of concrete news about it, but there's just some stuff flying around right now. And so I was like, I'm going to get puts on this. Kind of a YOLO play, but it's not because it's a small amount of money, but that's what you can do with options. So also Bank of America is very high right now. Look on the weekly chart. It's way overbought. Here's COVID crash. It's way past that. RSI is high on the weekly, on the daily. So I wanted to actually short maybe even more banks. Credit Suisse has already had a drop. I looked at JP Morgan. I don't know what one to pick, honestly. So I just started looking for ones that were pretty much overbought or way past their COVID highs. JP Morgan could be one. Looks like it's about to cross over, but I'll just show you what I did on Bank of America. Goldman Sachs might be one. They're all pretty much involved with, if you read that DD. So here is, I got Bank of America puts. I got 52, 22, 21 puts. I'll show you them right here. So I was just kind of trying to liquidate, or not liquidate, but yeah, I guess make the option chain more liquid because there's no volume on it. So I was just triggering one at a time to try and get better prices. So I got these for 2 cents, 3 cents. Got these for 3 cents. Basically, it only cost me $153. Got them for 3 cents. Max profit here is 112,000. That's not, I'm not expecting to. I mean, that's also if there's no IV involved. But that's if basically it goes to zero. I'm not expecting it to go to zero. I'm expecting it maybe to have a huge drop in the next month or 2 or 3, and that's why I got a lot of time on it. I have until September 21st, and these are $22 puts. So if you look at Bank of America, $22 is way down there, but it was there not too long ago, just in November. So if this thing comes down with velocity over the next month or 2, or there's a correction of some sort, these could go up in value pretty quickly. If you look at puts that are, well, those are right now. If you look out just a little bit, like a month out, puts that are near the money are about $100. So we'll see what happens with that. SPY did the credit spreads. I rolled over the credit spreads. Margin liquidation, yeah, that's that. They were closing. I closed my Clove play. I liked it, but I wanted to get some margin power back. And SPY, basically I rolled over to next week. I am bearish on the SPY. My UVXY calls today are worthless. Got some for next week. Or no, these actually have 50 days on them. So $34 UVXY calls. And then the SPY call credit spread, which is bearish. So basically SPY has to close below Below 400 for these to be totally worthless, and below 412 for those. So it's quite a ways to go, but I think next week we will see. We might see it below 400 by then, because that was a support. That's why I picked that one. Hope you guys had a good week in the market. Let's see, a little weekly recap. Long term, only down 398. Tesla helped pull us up this week some. And don't forget, if you made it this far, type BAC in the chat. Por favor. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Sorry for the long video today, guys. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. Peace out.